everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back if you're returning. So today I'm going to be posting, or today's video is an OG client of mine named Shante. I was just showing you how I swatched a bunch of nudes for her to decide what color she wanted, and we went with that saffron color from Not Polish. And I'm just showing you guys, maybe if you're new, you haven't seen it, that's the little area, the little cup that I soak my brushes in. So I'm just on here to talk, leaving this random stuff up here, kind of to show you guys what I do to set up for a set. So I put down my fresh towel. I'm going to open up my stainless and sterilized implements and put them in the little box where I have some clean new files that I've set up for her. Since she doesn't come only but a few times a year, I don't have a box with her name on it that I keep. So this is just an empty, clean box that I keep to do clients that are new. So the first thing I'm going to do is push back her cuticles with this cuticle pusher, and do this gently and ask your client if this hurts or if they're tender, because this actually does hurt some people, even though this is gentle. And right here, this was in real time. I do have it sped up right here just to kind of get through it. So I'm just pushing the dead skin away from the nail plate to expose more area for the acrylic to adhere to. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this Chiara Sky medium barrel bit and do all my prep with this. So I'm going to push back the cuticle a little bit more. I'm going to get rid of every bit of dry or dead skin that is on the nail plate so we can have good adhesion. And I'm going to also remove the shine. If there was acrylic on these nails and I was doing a fill or a backfill or a removal or a design change, I would use a sanding band. But when someone comes in with naked nails, I do all my prep with this bit. This is a cuticle prep bit from from Chiara Sky, and it is safe on the natural nail. Right here, this is sped up. So this is just showing you how I use it, and I do slow it down to real time on the next few fingers. I'll let you know when that happens, because my last video I did talk about rings of fire and how to prevent them. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples, pardon me, on the next finger, starting on the next finger, some tips to prevent damaging your nail or giving yourself rings of fire. So see how I have this bit completely flat to the nail, and even when I need to go on the sides, I'll either turn the finger or my bit in the direction that I need to get into, but I still keep the barrel, the length, the contact of the bit flat to the nail. So you see how I'm going inside here, but that bit is not at an angle where the tip of the bit can dig into the nail plate. Digging into the nail plate at an angle or at a high speed or with pressure is what's going to give you a ring of fire or damage your natural nail plate. I do have my e-file on a speed of 3 or 4, and I'm using no pressure. I wouldn't say little pressure. I'm using no pressure. I'm simply letting this tool do the work it's made to do, and I'm gliding over the surface. When I first started doing my own nails, I definitely damaged them, definitely gave myself ring of fire, definitely over-prepped, because you think you need to just remove every little bit, and you do. But a lot of these videos, including mine, are sped up, double time. So it's easy to see and think and believe that you need to go fast and that you need to use pressure, even when the nail tech who you're listening to is telling you, I'm not using any pressure, I'm going at a slow speed. No, you really, really do need to take all of those tips into advice when you're working on anyone's natural nail plate, and that will help you do your prep well and avoid damaging your nail. So now I'm using a cuticle ball bit, and this is to simply buff the remaining dead skin off the cuticle area to basically avoid using nippers. So instead of getting a pair of nippers out and trimming this off, I'm buffing it. So just like if I was to take a buffer to the nails, that's what I'm doing, but with a bit. So these tips are from Amazon, but I did get them. They are long, square, no C-curve tips. And I got them off Amazon from V Nailed It's storefront. She loves these tips. She raves about them, so I figured I'd buy them and give them a shot. And every time Shante comes, she wants this shape. Full length, square, no C-curve. She doesn't want any of the length, not even the number, trimmed off. And I tell you what, I wish all my clients wanted full length. I absolutely love doing full length nails. It gives me more room to do a design, encapsulation. Mostly acrylic application though, you guys. I love that. So here I'm just gluing the tips on, and another little bit of advice I could teach you for this is angle your tip downward. Don't put it straight on flat to the nail or it will stick up. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. There's a shot of those tips again. So I'm going to go in here and just only, I don't need to pre-shape these. They are already shaped exactly how she wants them. And since I fit them sidewall to sidewall, they are narrow enough and do go in the shape of her natural nail. So I don't need to do anything on the sides. I'm just removing that little nib at the end. I'm going to go in with some Kiara Sky clear acrylic with some Young Nails swiped, clean the nail plate off. When that's dry, I'm going to go in with some Kiara Sky acrylic primer, which is this product here. And this product, even when it's dry, is going to remain looking wet and jelly-like. It's not like any other primer. But I tell you what, guys, it's the best primer I've ever used on myself and my clients. Zero lifting. Not a little bit of lifting, zero. Even after 3-4 weeks, no lifting. Go get some of that stuff. It's amazing. So this clear bead of acrylic is for several reasons. One, it is to protect the primer I just put on so she can use her other hand while I work on this one. So she's free to use her phone or anything else because that primer is protected with a layer of clear. The other reason is to blend the tip. As you can see, this is going to blend that tip in so that when I go apply acrylic, I don't need to worry about that. And it's also in case we did a fill, I could go down to the clear layer and be done. I'm just showing you here in slow motion how I pick up a bead. This hand of the acrylic application is going to be sped up because a lot of it was out of focus. Since it was, I might zoom out here and show you guys how very far away my camera actually was from this hand. But because it was so far away, the camera kept focusing on my brush and on my hand that's doing the application instead of focusing on the nail. So you'll see these, the nails on this hand go in and out of focus. Here I'm just showing you when I pick up, put my brush in the monomer, I usually wipe it off halfway and then I will just push the brush into the monomer until I see all of the liquid drain out of my brush. I'll do a separate video on that though, you guys, because this is going to speed right along. So I did not do the cuticle bead of her pinky. I'm waiting for that to dry. So sometimes I like to do application like this, especially on long nails. I will just go through and do like the length of the nail first and then go back and do the cuticle beads. So that's what I was doing here. One thing that kept happening to me during this set, let me see right here. Okay, wipe it off halfway. I'm going to push that in there. I guess that's not a good example. Okay, so here's where it started happening. What this application was giving was dirty monomer. Okay, I'm using not polished acrylic, which by the way, a set this length is going to use and kill half a container. So a set this length of solid color is going to kill a whole ounce of acrylic, FYI. So if you have a color that you really treasure and your client, you know they're coming to get cotton candy by not polish and they're getting a full length set, you better have at least half a container of acrylic. That's something I kind of didn't know when I started. Like, how much acrylic am I actually going to use? Oh, so-and-so's coming in for black. I only have, half a container or whatever. So just a little tidbit of fact. A full container of acrylic will be half gone if you do a full length set like this. Whew, it's a lot to talk about. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it was giving dirty monomer. If you guys have ever worked with dirty monomer, what happens usually is you will push your brush into the dry acrylic, your wet brush into the dry acrylic, and you will see that acrylic doesn't really seem to want to absorb it. You can see the monomer kind of making a puddle around the bead in the acrylic, or when you're putting the acrylic on the nail, monomer might actually drip down off the side. So essentially, if your monomer is dirty or your brush is dirty, you will notice that your acrylic doesn't really want to absorb the monomer. So this started happening, so I started switching brushes because I thought, oh, that's it, my brush is dirty. Because I can clearly see my monomer isn't dirty. You can see too when you look at my dish, it's not dirty. It does get a little cloudy as I go because, yeah, I'm doing a full set of full length, one color, nude. Of course, some acrylic is going to start getting my monomer cloudy. But even at this point, you can see my acrylic or my monomer is definitely not dirty. But some of these beads are sticking to my brush. That's another thing it will do if it's dirty. And I've already had to switch brushes once. Throughout this application, I do use 3 brushes. I use that blue one that's laying on the pink paper or the pink table towel. That is from my local nail supply. I don't know what brand it is, but it's a size 10. I'm using this size 9 acrylic brush that comes in the Young Nails acrylic kit, which is one of my favorite brushes. I'm using this mostly for finish work and like cuticle application. And the other brush I'm using is a size 12 brush from Bomb Nails, which I really love. But I kept switching them out and soaking them in my container because my application was just really, really giving dirty monomer, dirty brush, something. The temperature in my room was perfect. Some of the application went beautiful. Like so far, the application has gone really nice. But my beads started turning out really runny and sticky and sticking to my brush. So I started soaking my brushes. And I didn't realize this until the end of the set. And I was watching the video back. But the reason I was having these problems, see how that bead was really wet? Although it wasn't wet when I put it down and half of it stuck to my brush. It's because, you guys, that little container where I showed you that I soak my brushes, the monomer I put in that container is third world monomer, okay? I don't use that monomer. I don't even know what brand is in there. But whatever brand of monomer that I don't like, that I don't put in rotation and keep and use on sets, is the monomer that I put in there for my brushes to soak in. And so this is the second or third time that I have done this to myself. So watching this set, I did learn my lesson. Last night I did empty that of all monomer, wash it out really good, and I will be putting Young Nails or some other kind of good monomer in there so that when I do the next application, my brushes won't have been soaking in some bad monomer that either won't absorb acrylic or will stick to my brush or behave like dirty monomer. So that's what was going on here when you start seeing the application look a little bit weird. Now, again, I have this left hand in sped up double time because of the focusing issues. But when we get to the next hand, I did slow it down to real time for you so you guys have a real time application. After that, I am going to show you guys my hand filing, which is very minimal. All I'm going to do in the hand filing area is crisp up the edges because the application was nice and neat. You guys will get to see how the acrylic looks just after it's laid, so application only, quote unquote. And with my file, I'm going to be using a knot polish. If I didn't say I'm using Kiara Sky monomer, by the way, I'm going to be using a knot polish 100 grit zebra file for my hand filing, and then I'll be using a knot polish medium barrel safety bit to do my e-filing. So starting now, the application is in real time. So it's going to slow down quite a bit here, you guys. I'm pretty slow at application. So at this point, besides it sticking to my brush there, the acrylic was behaving better. You can see in my dappen dish that my monomer is clear. For this hand, I emptied out and placed a new monomer in my dish, but I still was having some struggles. But I'm just going to leave it in real time and let you guys see. Maybe it will help you guys learn what you should be looking for when your brush is dirty, when your monomer is dirty. And I don't mean the monomer in my dappen dish, I mean my soaking monomer. It's either dirty or it's poor monomer, one or the other, but I dumped it. Whew, it's a lot to talk about. So when I get to the filing, I'm only going to do just crisp up the edges with that knot polish file, and then I'm going to go in and seal the cuticles and take the scratches off the nail with that medium barrel bit that I show you, and then I'm going to go in and do the nail art. Unfortunately, some of the nail art, a lot of the nail art, I couldn't show because my hand was in the way. I had to draw on the nails, and so most of that footage was of the top of my hand or my fist. So I got in what I could and showed you guys what I could, and at the end there is the finished product. The reason I'm kind of rushing through this and talking fast is because, you guys, I can't talk through this whole video. If you have any comments or questions, or if I missed any tips, please leave them in the comments. I answer every comment. I appreciate you guys. I listen to you guys. But I have a lot of videos to make and a lot of stuff going on at home. And if I sit on this video any longer, it's just, waiting to do the voiceover. It's just going to take forever to get out to you guys. So I'm going to stop talking here in a minute and let you guys watch. Again, please mention in the comments if there was something I didn't talk about, and I'll be happy to address it with you guys individually. The other thing I want to mention is, as usual, please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to like. If you're not subscribed, it doesn't cost anything. Hit the subscribe button. It will automatically enter you in our 500 giveaway. We're less than 100 away from it. I will be doing 2 giveaways. I just decided that. So, boom, boom, you guys, there will be 2 winners. I will be giving away the entire Natalie Carmona starter acrylic kit. That's going to be acrylic brush, monomer, acrylics, everything. A few videos back where I reviewed her starter kit, you can watch that video. Everything that I unboxed on that video will be one person's giveaway. And then I did just win a giveaway from Natalie Carmona. So that's one of the other reasons why I want to get this video out quick, because I do need to open. I haven't even opened it yet. It got here and I have no idea what's in my giveaway because I plan on opening it on camera. So as soon as I can get this done, I will upload this and then I'll have room to do the Natalie Carmona giveaway unboxing. I also have a kit from Cooserry that I need to review. I bought some Macart polygels because I want to do polygel on my channel with you guys. So that's another one. And today my daughter is here and we're going to be doing a set of nails on her. So I need to record that and get it up. So sorry to maybe you guys don't want to hear me talk through the whole thing. I don't know. I do know that you guys do like to hear me talk and explain as I go, but I'll do better on that with the next few videos because I literally have 4 or 5 videos I need to get out like this week. So sorry for kind of rushing through this, but I will see you guys in the next one, and that will be soon. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I adore you guys. I thank you for being here, and I really appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.